There are three things every top student understands. Number one is that they must review their mistakes. Now, a lot of people fall into the habit of doing a bunch of questions, thinking that they're going to improve their answers and they're going to get better grades. But until you review your mistakes, all of your time is wasted. You spend like hours and hours doing problems, and you're like, oh, why is my results not getting better? It's because it's like lifting 10 kg 1,000 times in the gym. You're not going to progress until you go up to 15 kg, until you go up to 20 kg, and you think, oh, why can't I beat this? And then you keep trying and trying until you finally get the answer. That's what will make you improve in exams. The only independent study I do, apart from my homework, is all the questions I get wrong in my homework, I now do, and I redo the questions which I got wrong like a week later. Or if I'm doing a paper, I'll redo the same questions I got wrong or that I made silly mistakes on as soon as I've forgotten the paper, so 1-2 weeks later. And so make a folder on your iPad or in like a physical folder or a ring binder that has all of your questions that you get wrong, and only do that as your independent study. And I guarantee you your grades will improve more than the kids making a bunch of writing and doing like 10 times more paper than you if they're not actually actively marking them against the mark scheme and actually reviewing their mistakes. The second thing is to prioritize high value tasks. When my teachers set me homework to do like an exercise from a textbook, I go straight to the exam questions and I do all of them first, because that's the only work that actually matters. As long as you're paying attention lesson and doing your lesson work, the like basic boring fundamental bookwork should be covered in lesson. All you now have to do is cover your answers in independent study, and you have to read through all the exam questions and actually do all the exam questions from the book. That is 10 times more effective than redoing the question 1 to 5, with like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, where they are really boring questions that just test your knowledge but don't actually test your understanding in the exam scenario. And the final thing is, you need to have a real understanding of the content. This is where YouTube videos and paying attention in lessons is so important. You see, these people that are trying to make notes to impress the teacher or because they feel productive, it's not working. All you have to do is pay really good attention in the lesson. Only write down the most important things. So I only write down formulas and key facts. I don't write down anything else. Even methods, I just do a question as soon as the teacher gives us a method, rather than actually writing down the individual method. That is 10 times more effective than you just writing down different words and tasks and everything the teacher says. You've got like a script of the whole teacher. You can just get a PowerPoint from your teacher and you'll have their script. You won't need to like make your own of their words. Just make sure you have 100% focus on that screen, on that whiteboard, on that pen, on that chalkboard, whatever they're writing on. And that you ask meaningful questions. Because when you ask meaningful questions about the work, so say if you don't understand with the quadratic formula, actually asking why we're doing everything, maybe showing it on a graph, is way more effective than you just saying, oh, teacher, where can I find resources? No, ask them effective questions they can answer there. They get paid to answer your questions, so make the most of it. That's all you ever need. This is what all top students do. You know, the students that are like at the top of the class but they don't even look like they're trying. Not the super smart 100% kids who spend their whole life in books. It's the kids that are smart, that do good, but that don't dedicate their whole life to school, that use these methods, and those will actually boost your grades way more than any of these like fancy productivity note-taking Pomodoro technique methods that don't work.